What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back. I missed y'all. So today we are doing a mullet with enhancements. Okay, so a little bit of a story time. This client, he has been coming to me for a few months now. I was actually his first ever barber. He's only been going to hairstylists his whole life. Has never had a barber before, and he wanted to do a mullet. So I did start the mullet for him. At first his hair was just kind of long all over, and we started up the mullet, and it was looking good. He loved it, but now he wanted to try some added enhancements. Actually, funny story, he showed me a picture of what he wanted, and I was telling him that, oh yeah, that's just like with enhancements, like I can line you up like that, but it's not going to look exactly the same like the picture. So this is a quick little note to any clients out there, or even barbers that don't have the eye yet, that are still new to the game. When the haircut on a picture or a video looks way too good to be true, it usually is. It's usually enhanced with some kind of color or hair fibers or of some sort. Okay, if it's too perfect, and you even slightly think like, oh yeah, this can't be natural, most of the time that's usually the case. So so I had to tell him that, explain to him what that was, and he looked into it and he was like, oh yeah, this looks like fun. He wants to try something new. I love it. I'm all about the creativity. So we are doing the same mullet. It's going to be a little skin taper on the sides. We are going to take a little bit of just like length all around, a little bit of texture, but then we're going to line up the corners and add some enhancements to make it look fun and crispy and give them a little swag, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you come to a black barber. But yeah, this is a super fun haircut. We definitely had fun. He is so happy with it, so I can't wait to walk you guys through this haircut. So actually, when it comes to mullets, they're actually one of the easiest haircuts to do, in my opinion. Like super quick and super easy, because it's literally just a skin taper on the sides. You don't have to worry about anything else most of the time, because usually they don't want any length off anywhere else. They just want the taper on the sides, and some of them don't even want skin, so it's usually a really quick and easy haircut, and you can still charge for a full haircut because that's what it is. So what we started off with was the trimmer, and we balded everything out. Usually the mullet is like more of a high taper, so you can start around, so when you're making your first line, you want to start at that bottom corner of the lineup, on that left corner right there where I'm tapering, and then you want to bring your line usually to right, like at the top of the ear or behind the ear. And then you just want to kind of taper up into that. Just be careful not to go too high, and depending on how much hair they have, and whatnot. But it's a super easy haircut to do. It's just more so a high taper at an angle. And yeah, and so we started our line, balded everything out. I did come back with the electric shaver later. I forgot to record in this first bit, but I did come back with it at the end. And then we're just removing weight, removing some weight. Did the 1.5, take out some weight, then we just start fading, just like normal, any normal taper will do. We start with no guard, clipper halfway open, blend in between that with the zero, and then we just keep going up. Every time you're going in between a guard, you just want to use the corner and play with that lever. That's pretty much it. And we do the same taper on both sides. It's so crazy that the mullet has come back in style. Like, I never thought I would see this day. And yeah, it is in full effect right now. The kids love it. Everyone loves the mohawk. It is such a trendy haircut right now. And yeah, it's literally just like a high taper at like more of an angle, but it's just a high taper. It's not hard to do. It's super quick and easy, so I'm not mad about it, you know what I mean? It's making my life a lot easier, but it's a super big trend right now. It's so funny. But yeah, you guys, it's literally just skin taper. That's it. Make sure you specify that with your clients though, because sometimes clients don't want it down to the skin. It should be down to the skin, but sometimes they don't want that. So it's all about giving the client what they want. So make sure you specify that in your consultation. But yeah, we just did a high taper, and we're going to do a little bit of trimming all around, line everything up, and then at the end we're going to add some enhancements. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And we're also going to add the white pencil to make it stand out. And yeah, this is just like a lot of fun. I love doing this kind of stuff, and hope you guys enjoy this. So always do the taper on both sides. If you need to, you see I got the clips to get the hair out the way on top, because we're not going to cut too much length off the top, other than like whatever needs to be cut depending on how he styles it. So if he likes to comb it a little bit more over and wants it to blend in, then we might have to take a little bit off the side, but we're not going to do much to the top. Just got to get it out the way so we can see our area and we can blend. And yeah, and so we're going to go ahead and taper both sides down to the skin with the electric shaver. Do the exact same steps, and then we'll do the whole haircut before we even add any enhancements. And that's what I recommend to everybody. Do the whole haircut before any enhancements. You want to make sure the haircut looks nice and clean and perfect without enhancements. And this is just something that all barbers, especially new barbers, need to know. Learn how to be the best barber, have the best skills, be the best at what you do without enhancements first. Enhancements are exactly what they are. They're enhancements. It's something you add at the end of the haircut when the haircut is already as good as you can get it naturally, to enhance the haircut. Okay, it's to make it look a little bit better for pictures, for videos. Maybe you're going to an event, whatever. It's something you add at the end. It does wash out, none of it's permanent, and it's just something you add to enhance the haircut, to boost the confidence and look better in pictures and stuff. Okay, so that's all you guys need to know about enhancements. Do not think that you're going to get away with doing a bad haircut and adding enhancements on top of it just to make it look better. It's not what you should be doing. That's not the way we do things. We want to be the best at what we do, and it starts from learning how to be a barber and learning the basics on how to fade. Okay, now we're just going to trim the top. You can see there's a lot of overhang there, so we just want to trim enough to where it kind of falls into the mullet, the fade on the sides, that little taper right there. You just want to make sure it falls into it and just kind of blends in. You don't want to take off too much though, just like a slight to get a little bit of that hangover, but you know, they still want it to be pretty long on top. We're not going to take anything off the back. Just line everything up. Maybe a little bit of texture, but that's about it. And yeah, and then we might take just a slight more off the back. His hair is like kind of thick, it's got some heavy areas, so we will take a little bit of length and add a little texture, but overall we're not taking off too much. Just like when we fade, you want to repeat the same steps on the other side. So we're just gonna, add some water and comb the hair out at a 90-degree angle and just add a little trim and texture just to make sure it all blends right in. Nothing off the back, and then we'll add our enhancements. So before adding enhancements, you want to make sure to always line up the area first. Line it up first with your trimmers. Make sure you know exactly where the enhancements are going to go. This is just basically a good way of doing an outline of the area that you're going to add the color to before adding any color. Okay, this is a perfect way to make sure everything's symmetrical, perfect, and you want to make sure to do this every time. You don't have to use a straight razor. You can if you want to, but you don't have to do that before the enhancements. I like to do that usually after the enhancements. So you just want to make sure you know exactly where you're going to add them at first. Okay, and so what we're going to be using today is just our color in our little air gun. So we have a black brown color. You want to be careful, especially on lighter skin. You want to be careful of being too close and leaving it on for too long, because we're using black brown. That's the closest I could find to his hair color. And because obviously you don't want to use black, and you don't want to use like too light of a brown. This is about the best I could find, but it does work. It works. I mean, it could easily look way too dark if you put too much on. So that's why I say, like, you really want to be careful. You gotta have your little card or something you want to use to keep everything straight and symmetrical, and you want to make sure to stay at what is it, like a few inches away from the scalp. Make sure to test out your air gun first before spraying it on the client. Always recommend that, because sometimes you never know, the air gun that you have that day might just spray out kind of everywhere. So make sure it works, spraying out straight ahead. And you can see I'm going very light, and I'm going into his hair, and it's coming out very nice and natural looking. And it came out perfect. He was so excited and so happy about it. He's never had something like this done before, but he wanted to do it, and you can see the excitement on his face. I love that look from my clients. So depending on the client's skin tone will depend on the color pencil that I use. But usually you want to use white, but sometimes if they're like really dark skinned, then white might be a little much, and you can use brown. But today we're using the white pencil just to outline the area that we colored, because it's going to really give it some contrast and make it stand out a lot more. And that's exactly what he's looking for. He wants the contrast. He wants it to stand out. He wants it to really pop. And yeah, and it came out really great. So basically you want to outline the area first with the white pencil after you've already added on the enhancement. And then also before you put the pencil on, you want to make sure the enhancement's dry first. So once it's dried, so you add a little blow dryer just to make sure it's dry. Then use your pencil, outline it, and then use your trimmer to reline up the area again and go over the white line. That'll help it like kind of spread out and just look a little bit more natural and smooth. And then the last part to this enhancement area with the white line, you will just use a straight razor. So at the end of everything, you use a straight razor and go over the white line one more time, and that'll also just kind of make it look more natural looking and kind of fade into the contrast of the enhancement. And that way the enhancement will just stand out way more. It'll look really good, look really crispy, and yeah, and this is exactly what he wanted. It was really fun to do, and he was super happy. You can see the excitement on his face every time he looks in the mirror. And now you can see I'm lining up over the area again. And be careful when lining up, because you're on this area a lot when doing enhancements around the lineup, and it's a sensitive area. So be careful to use really sharp clippers over and over again. You're going to irritate the skin and whatnot, so just be careful. Be mindful of that in the client, and make sure they don't walk out with razor bumps and or skin breaking or whatever. So just be careful. But I've been doing this for a long time, and that's why I'm trying to give y'all the game right now with enhancements. It's a fun thing to do, especially if you're big on social media, want to get bigger on YouTube or TikTok or whatever it may be. This is a great way to have your stuff stand out by adding enhancements, or to give your client more confidence as well. But this is all gonna come down to how much information you're willing to consume to do this correctly. The final touch will be the straight razor, just to make everything pop and stand out. We're going to add a little bit of product in his hair, make it all come together. And yeah, hope you guys learned something from this video today. Remember, enhancements are for the end of the haircut, and it's to make the haircut look better after you've already did your best to make it look perfect naturally. Okay, it's to enhance the already perfect haircut. And for the product we're using a holding foam. This is something that he actually just wanted to use because there's a certain style that he wanted to go for that he saw in the picture. So the holding foam was what they used in the picture, and that's what we're going to be using today. So just a nice holding foam. It gives a strong hold and high shine, and will also help enhance the haircut as well with the lineup and everything. So just added a bit of that in there, and it's looking good. We're loving it. If you guys have any questions, drop some comments below, and wait for his reaction at the end. This is how the final product looks. Mullets with the skin taper on the sides and enhancements in the hair. If you guys want to see the before and after, just hold on one sec. Alright, this is the before and this is the after. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. YouTube, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Okay, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Love.